Alright, welcome back everyone. More vintage cube for everybody's pleasure, really. I mean, especially when you look at a pack like this. I'm basically just gonna check, okay, Barnyard, that guy or girl is getting an early Christmas present. Yeah, this is a 64-player vintage cube draft, which means it's single elimination, so this video could be one match, this video could be three. Let's see. Oof, Manicure versus Soul Ring. That is quite the pick. If I'm aggressive, Crypt is better. Maybe Soul Ring is better for like mid-range and control. Yeah, I mean you can't really go wrong here. I'll take the Soul Ring. Let's see what we're passing. Obviously, next person is gonna take Mana Crypt. And then cards like Vampire Tutor, Teferi, Brainstorm. Like this pack is not very strong in general, aside from those two absurdities. Okay, so we start with Soul Ring, which can affect our draft, but in general, yeah, Soul Ring is just an absurd card. Wow. I get past 4th Eolingus. I was even happy with the Academy here. But yeah, 4th Eolingus is probably the best non-power card in the cube. I think it's better than Bowmasters, and at least as good as Minskenboo. This is just absurd. What a start. 4th Eolingus doesn't care too much whether it's Soul Ring or Mana Crypt I have in my deck. There are some cases for both. But yeah, let's take that card. So basically now we could say, oh yeah, now we're looking to play Boros, but that's not really the case. With a card like 4th Eolingus, you can easily play like, what do I know, blue, white, splash red, blue, red, splash white, whatever the case may be. This is a card you'll play in any deck. And since we have it early, we can kind of start prioritizing and mana fixing for it, which makes cards like Plateau, Sacred Foundry, etc. Better than otherwise, right? But 4th Eolingus, sure, it's red and white card, but I don't see it as like a Lightning Bolt or no. Early white card, early red card. Okay, so this is pretty good for me because the best card in this pack is Gut, and Gut is on color with what I'm trying to do. It can get powered out by Soul Ring. You can sacrifice a Soul Ring to it. It's just absurd. The next best card here is probably something like Narset, or closely followed by Psychic Frog, maybe some Tameo. But yeah, pretty nice. Once you're in a spot where the best card in the pack is also something that suits your deck, then it's easy to play Magic. So yeah, Gut, True Soul Zealot, very, very good aggro card. This can break complicated board states that traditional red cards have an issue punching through. The 4/1 Menace skeletons are just, yeah, very strong. What a start. Gut is a card where, sure, you can play mono red aggro. You can also splash it. Like, it's very strong. It's more than just, a random aggro card. Okay, now we're back down to Earth, it looks like. So, no good card for white aggro, no good card for red aggro. Benevolent Bodyguard is like borderline, like card number 22, 23 whenever I play White Weenie. So, there is a case I should draft something else here. I would think Expressive Iteration is the best card in this pack if I get it to work. If I take Expressive Iteration, I'm basically looking to go blue, red, splash, white. And I think that's better than taking a Bodyguard. We might end up white aggro if the next packs have, better white cards. But for now, I think it's better to take Iteration. Iteration is not a pick I'm very happy with. Ideally, I got some like red aggressive card or white aggressive card, but that's not always how it goes. Okay. What do we have here? I'm probably just going to take Misty Rainforest. Misty Rainforest, awesome. I like Retrofitted Foundry. Delighted Halfling's awesome. I actually like Spelljacker quite a bit, but this is not a spot for it. Okay, let's take a blue fetch here. If my blue-red plan sticks, I'm going to be very happy with that Misty. I have a lot of time to pick up, Tundra, Hello Fountain, Sacred Foundry, Plateau. No, those don't count, I guess. Volcanic Island, Steam Vents. matching triomes, all of that jazz. Yeah, pretty high power level here between Gut, Fourth Elingus, Soul Ring, and then a fetch land to try and cast my stuff. Iteration is a good card if that's your two main colors. I think once you start splashing for Iteration, not that good. Okay, so here's a very easy Arid Mesa. Flame Slash is good and all, but Arid Mesa is a double uncolor fetch already. Very likely to connect on duels and or triomes later in the draft. And yeah, I can't stress enough like how good fetch lands are. Everybody's gonna have like good spells in their cube deck, but casting your spells on schedule, getting to splash for powerful stuff, etc. That's awesome. Okay, so next pack here, Imperial Seal. I don't think I'm supposed to take that card, mainly because it asks a lot of the mana base. I think I'm supposed to take one of the red cards. So is that 5-drop or 2-drop? Maybe I just take Harsh Mentor. It's still, I mean, it's not too late to be like Boros aggro. Harsh Mentor is fine. Not anything crazy, but it's a fine 2-drop. I like it more than the random 5-drop. Opal, I think, is unrealistic. Let's just take the aggressive card here and see what happens. Okay, up next we have Tribal Flames versus Dig Through Time, and this is actually a pick that's gonna dictate a lot of where I'm going here, because Dig Through Time is not good with Harsh Mentor, but Dig Through Time is good with double fetch, iteration, cheap removal, etc. Tribal Flames is a decent removal / burn spell, and I'm already pretty well set up with fetches. So yeah, this is actually pretty close pick. I'm going to take the Tribal Flames here. Let's see if I regret it. Okay, I get Robber of the Rich back. The best card in this pack is Esika's Chariot, but I think it looks like I should be within the Jeskai colors here. Brainstorm even wheeled. Not bad. Okay, I'll take Robber. Let's see. Anjay's Ravager. 3/3 has to attack every turn. Discard your hand, draw 3. So, I mean, this is like a solid creature. I guess we can take it. Phoenix even. Let's see. Bestow. Collect Evidence 6. Okay. Flying Haste. You can play it from the yard. Okay. I mean, I don't mind. Blade. Blast Fireball. A sideboard card for now. Okay. So basically it looked like we kind of picked the right lane. White aggro is not open. Blue good stuff is not necessarily open. So we kind of go into red aggro with splashes. Okay. I like our seat here. Also, we've seen like no reanimation stuff. And then we see some stuff here. Let's see. Smirking Spelljacker on top of the curve, or I guess Icon could be decent. Rabblemaster very late. Lumberjack to the sideboard. Okay, I mean, Third Path and Iteration, those are solid splashes. Next pack, what's it gonna be? Quickly, I'm looking for stuff that combos with my fetches, and I see a Meticulous Archive. That would actually help my deck quite a bit. Maybe I can wield the Reckless Pyrosurfer. Pest Infestation is a good card, but I think I value getting a duel to kind of connect my fetches already. But both the fetches can go get Meticulous Archive. The Archive makes sure I can cast Fourth Elingus and the blue stuff. So yeah, it's not the most flashy pick, but it's something I'm going to be happy about in the future. Wow, what a pack. We have Oko, Bombardier, Flash, Tinker. I'm going to take Bombardier here. What an that card alongside Gut. Those are just so amazing aggro cards. Those two cards basically make it so that whatever else you have on the battlefield doesn't really matter. You can still get like extremely good mileage out of them. So, okay, let's take Gut. And then we're down back to earth again here. No awesome fixing. Maybe I'm supposed to take the Serum Visions. Serum Visions is good with Third Path. A little bit of consistency going. Blue, red, aggressive creatures, some card draw. Okay. Is that our Treasure Cruise? Maybe I should take Treasure Cruise. 2 fetches, Surveil Land, some stuff. Creatures are dying. Yeah, I'm actually going to take Treasure Cruise over Zero Missions. I think that's reasonable. There's Oliphant, which is probably going to be my pick. Oliphant is a red fetch land that right now doesn't help me, but hopefully it will when it's all said and done. Yeah, let's take that card over, I don't know, Currency Converter maybe, and then Wield of Fire Blast. Here's Mystic Confluence or a Braid. So am I looking to have late game, or am I looking to have cheaper stuff? I like the late game card, actually. This deck is going to be a bit weird, but I think that's okay. Here's Lauren Revealed, kind of the same as Oliphant, except it's already a duel. And then there's a bad duel here, but I'm going to take Lauren Revealed here. I like the Land Cyclers a lot. Chandra's fine, but I really like focusing on my mana here so I can just cast my stuff. I'm interested in all the 1-drops. I just haven't seen them. What would that be? The Dragon Rage Channeler. What else? I'm not even sure. Maybe some of the red 1-drops were cut. Okay, what do we have here? Petal. Petal is only good with 4th Eolingus, I would say. No good duels for my deck. Pentad Prism, is that good? It's good with 4th Eolingus. It's good with Gut. It's good with Bombardier. It does help me cast some spells. This is not a very exciting Pentad Prism deck. I'll probably just take Consider. Builds for Delve. Makes a token for Third Path. You can even mill this one over. If you basically delve where the mana costs 6, you can play this from the graveyard. Huh, that's not bad. Okay, I like Daze a lot. Daze is a very good card. I'm kind of firmly into red-blue kind of tempo-ish here. So I'm also looking for, Mana League, Miscalculation, Remand, that jazz. With all these good 3s, Forthilingus, Cruise, Mystic Confluence, I also have a very good Sol Ring deck. So yeah, I really need to connect on some lands here, like the Jeskai duels, to make Oliphant and Lauren Revealed into actual, useful stuff. Also, these cards are very good with, the Collect Evidence, Lauren Reveal, and Oliphant. High mana value cards that's just randomly lying around in the graveyard. Okay, I mean, this deck looks sweet. It's been a while since I've played, like, blue-red. You can call it aggro control. Tempo, maybe a better word for it. Okay, we did end up wheeling the Pyro Surfer. Is that better than Reunion? The answer to that question is yes. Pyro Surfer is even good because I have double fetch and I already have third path. So, some good crossover there. So worth noting is I already have 4 sources for the 4th Healingus. Double fetch, triple fetch with Lorian and a duel. So I'm actually good on my white splash, but ideally I want to just play more duels in general. Because my deck has, like, I need to play my creatures on time, otherwise they're bad. Stuff like that, right? I need double blue later in the game, but I need early red every time. Stuff like that. I have a couple of, like, just good, like, churning cards, Consider, Iteration, Treasure Cruise. And those are good with third path, so yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with where I'm at. Can take top here. I don't think top is terrible. Let's take the top. I mean, that card is also good with third path, Bombardier, Gut, random game pieces, all of that jazz. So worth noting is I only have 2 cards right now on my sideboard, which is a very good sign. With that being said, I really need to work on my mana. Nothing I can use here. Oko and Pest Infestation are gone, so the reason to take this Copperline Gorge is basically Minsk and Boo only. Maybe I'm supposed to take this Leyline Binding if I get, like, more Triumphs and stuff. I do wheel Fire Blast. That's not bad. Let's take that. Yeah, I mean, this deck looks sweet. It's basically red aggro with high card quality. It's time to open some Volcanic Islands. Theme Vents. Jeskai Triome. Yeah, let's just put it in there for now, then we can do the cuts afterwards. There's a lot of cards here like Firebolt, Harsh Mentor, Anjay's Ravager, that let's say a great version of this deck will simply not play, but they're in there for now. Can we do it? Power, Ancestral Recall, Time Walk, Mox, Lotus. I will accept Volcanic Island, Steam Vents, Green Triome. There's a Steam Vents. I'm probably supposed to take that card. I love Pyrogoyf, I love Caracas, I love Skull Clamp. I think it's just so good. Steam Vents that makes Lord Revealed and Oliphant into the duel. Yeah, I have to take Steam Vents. Okay, I'm very happy with that pick. It's just so important you're able to cast your spells. You want, when you're splashing in Vintage Cube, you want it to be as close to a free splash as possible. Like, just imagine I would have to register Plains. That would be atrocious. You register Plains and you're trying to cast Expressive Iteration Third Path. That just adds fail rate to your deck, so. But I mean, sometimes the power level is too high. Like, let's say I've got bad fixing, I should still play Fourth Lingus, so. You can't always choose. Here's Scalding Tarn. Picking it over the One Ring, basically. But I think that's fine. Let's take Scalding Tarn. Maybe we can wield something like, I don't know, Brazen Borrower, Rampaging Raptor. Okay. So Mystical Tutor is my second Fourth Lingus. That's probably good enough. When you're playing Mystical Tutor, you need like Ancestral, Time Walk, Fourth Lingus, Balance, Tinker. I think Fourth Lingus qualifies. Maybe I can wheel either Nathan or Utah. That would be cool. Scarlet. Headliner Scarlet versus Jace. I feel like it's Scarlet. Scarlet is just another card where I have some creatures, you have some creatures. I play this card, I win the game. And we're pretty good at pressuring opponent's life total to begin with. So yeah, let's take that over Jace. That's kind of where, are we controlling, are we aggressive? And we are aggressive, so Scarlet is better than Jace. Let's say I had something like Time Walk in my deck, then the pick would be very close because Jace can replay the Time Walk. And sometimes back-to-back Time Walk is backbreaking. Okay, I'm gonna start cutting like the worst cards in my deck. I'm still interested in more creatures, but I don't need like a million creatures. Maybe I can wheel like Brazen or Utah or Nathan. Those would be cool, like the blue tempo creatures. If I open something like Malcolm, like I like that card as well. Here's a Miscalculation and a Volcanic Island. Let's do a playable count here. Okay, so I'm at 27 minus 8. So that's 19, so I need 4 more playables. Miscalculation is extremely tempting, though. Volcanic Island. That's so strong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fetches, then goes and get it. I'm taking the Volcanic Island, but I'm actually not sure about that pick. Let's read this card. When it enters, deal 1. Next turn, when you cast a creature spell, and that becomes bigger. Okay. And then it's a 2/2 with haste. Yeah, this is a decent 1-drop. We can take that card. Funnily enough, it's a spell, so it triggers Icon later. Let's see the creature types. Human, Shaman. Okay. Oh, I really like Death Greeter's Champion. I think that card is excellent. Also like Ghostfire Slice and Blazing Rootwall, actually. But the double strike is just so strong with some of my stuff here. I guess I don't have that. Like, sometimes this is going to be my first creature played. Hmm. I can take it. Okay, that's nice. I like Figure of Destiny here. It's especially cool that my white splash, yeah, that my some of my blue sources are also white, so I can pump Figure with like that's just a small thing, but it's useful. Okay, we got some cheap creatures to round out this deck. That's cool. Also, I might play Harsh Mentor simple for the fact that like curving it 2 into 3 seems very important with this deck, even though Harsh Mentor is sometimes, just a Grizzly Bear, which is not ideal at all. Let's see, right now I'm at 32 cards minus 9 mana sources. That's 23. So right now, in theory, I'm on a complete deck, but we can still have some upgrades for something like Harsh Mentor. Million fetches. I really like that. Having Treasure Cruise in my aggressive deck that can sometimes, run out of gas. And then I have Cruise and Mystic Confluence for Theolingas, like as these oomph cards for the late game. I like that. Then we can sometimes just 1-2 punch someone with, Sol Ring for Theolingas, turn 3 Mystic Confluence, counter a spell, draw 2 cards. Yeah, this deck should be good. Worth noting is I don't have that much disruption, like when it comes to stopping brokenness, and I did not manage to pick up Graveyard Hate for my sideboard. Something, even just something like a Soul Guide or Relic of Progenitus can go a long way, but I don't have that, so I mainly have to like race everybody. Let's see if we can wield some of the blue tempo cards. That would be quite awesome. How many picks do we have left? We're at 38. So I've seen all packs now, and we only have the wheels left. That's always exciting to see what wheels. Hieroglyph wheeled. So did Tundra. Let's count white sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tundra is absurd, but so is Pyroglyph. Let's take Pyroglyph. Hieroglyph as a card is like it has Tarmogoyf ability, and then when it enters, it can shoot any target for um, equal to its power. So just when you have like fetches, you cycle, have a couple of types for cycling, creatures die, you cast an instant, you cast a sorcery, this and that. That card will be good. Okay, Rampaging Raptor is serviceable. I might not play it actually with the way things are looking. Not gonna play the other cards though. They wield everything. Okay. Wonder what's best. Maybe it's Fairy Mastermind. Fairy Mastermind is decent. I can put that to the sideboard. Hate Draft Uro. These cards don't matter. Lance type is open. No storming. No graveyard shenanigans. Dress Down is a card. So let's see. I'm at 9. I can add 6. So I should probably cut like 1 card. And that could be a 4-drop or this Phoenix. I can just cut this Phoenix. I think that's fine. And then I add 7 mana sources. That puts me to 16. I have a little bit of cantrip action. I have a relatively low curve. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, I guess we're playing. Is it Tempo? Tempo Burn? Tempo Sly with Forthilinga Splash? I'm excited for that one. I'm sad we couldn't pick up that Tundra, or at least I wasn't able to pick up that Tundra. But yeah, I think this is gonna go great. There's a little bit of waiting time here, so I'm just gonna cut off the deck tech, add some basics, and I'll see you guys for round 1. Okay, here we are for round 1 of the Cube 64 player tournament. Remember when I said I didn't want to play basic planes in this deck? I'm actually running a basic planes. Turned out the mana was good enough for it. So this hand is really not very strong, which is kind of a shame. But let's quickly get the list here. Mystical Tutor doesn't do anything super helpful here. Treasure Cruise I'm never casting. Pyroglyph I'm never casting. My first play is going to be turn 3 on the draw. I'm actually going to mulligan this, which pains me a lot. Now it pains me a little less. Fire Blast doesn't look very good here. I think I'm supposed to bottom the Fire Blast and then hopefully, I guess if I draw Mana Source, I really hope it's a mountain. So I can go turn 2 Raptor. If I don't, I start robbing the rich. Maybe I can hit some good stuff off of my opponent's deck. Let's see. The good thing about having all my mana is I have good top decks, especially for Theolingus, Mystical Tutor. Can go and get it. Maybe that's cancelled. Yep, that's cancelled. We lose our Soul Ring to Duress. But I guess this hand is all right with that, after all. Draw Steam Vents, so I think I just play that, save a little bit of life down the line. I realized I gave up a little bit of information, but I think that's definitely worth it. Oh, wow. Okay, I mean, that's not the end of the world. I'll develop the top. I'm not going to activate it. I'm going to cast Robber. Oof, this could be very bad for me. Vampiric Tutor is usually a very bad sign. So basically at this point, I'm hoping my opponent... Yeah, that didn't happen. I was about to say we'll go and get something like him to Torg or something. Okay, so let's play Robber. If my opponent does not play anything, I get to trigger it, which is kind of cool. I'll activate top using Plains on my next upkeep. That's why I played the Plains, because that card still allows me to cast like Iconoclast. I'm only playing Plains because of 4th Theolingus, so when I'm activating top on that turn, Plains is my worst land. That's why I played that turn. Yeah, it just looks like we're getting crushed by Reanimator here. Opponent smartly placed this beginning of combat to get to a hand size of 3. Even though the order there isn't strategically, smart information-wise, it's good because I get 1 trigger less of Robber. And if my opponent has anything like Archon, Gristlebrand, Atraxa, yeah, I can never beat those cards. Sovereign got duress, Lane got killed. My opponent put together Entomb Reanimate, if that's the case. You just have to tip your hat. My opponent ends up reanimating the Atraxa, I'll just get the info and pack it in. This could look like a life death, and my opponent doesn't want to misclick. You really don't want to make your lands into 1/1s here. I don't know. My only hope is, yeah. I was about to say my only hope is that my opponent decided to play Vampiric Tutor at a point where they didn't even have the second part of the combo. Wow, this is even a Flash Animate Dead deck, Tinker Portal. My opponent has all the broken stuff. That's not ideal for me, that's for sure. Question is if I want Leyline Binding here in a matchup like this. But I don't think I have I don't have any terrible cards. All of my cards help kill the opponent quickly or, set up some stuff. You can argue the top is kind of slow. So maybe binding over top. That's fine. Hopefully binding is a 3 mana kill whatever. It's not anything special, but it's decent. Also, I ended up seeing or drafting at least 0 Triomes, which makes Tribal Flames not that good. All right, down a game. Looks like we're playing against a way better deck than we have, and yeah, it's time to win. Or it's go home time. This hand is fine. I'm wondering if I should probably Oliphant for Volcanic Island turn 1. Double Island, I only play 2 islands, kind of awkward. Volcanic, draw. Basic. Play Consider, see what happens. Some good thing to do on turn 3 would be cool. Actually, I think there's a case I should have found Basic Mountain on my Cycler, actually. Because my opponent showed Wasteland game 1. So, yeah, that was just loose. And I already had 2 blue, so I don't need triple blue for anything. I should have gotten Mountain, but I got the opposite of Punished. Yeah, I think I need that card for later. Kind of need to get into the game. Put some stuff into play and then hold up this card on turn 5. I think that's the only way I win. Pedal. Pedal pass, that's fine. No 3 drops, so let's play Iteration. Okay. So, third path in hand. This card gone. Play Archive. The next turn I can go third path, Tribal Flames, Paragoyf. Okay. Paragoyf is fine. None of my cards are beating my opponent's unfair plan, so I shouldn't worry too much about that. I mean, I could go like aggressive surveilling and then trying to find my days, which is like one of the only cards I would prefer here. But I think I just have to trust my deck here. Or the opposite of my opponent. Trust my opponent doesn't do anything broken. Okay, this Wasteland is annoying because it keeps me off Mystic Confluence for one more turn. Good news is my opponent didn't do anything that turn, so it could be like a wash. Icon. Did I play Mountain? Is there any way I'm Fire Blasting this turn cycle? I don't think so. I think it's fine. So, as we speak, Pyrogoyf is a 4/5, so ideally my opponent plays something like, I don't know, Questing Beast, Ulvenwald Oddity, something along those lines, and then I can kind of curve that Pyrogoyf into the Mystic Confluence. Yeah, but yeah, very, very tough matchup. Like, the card Entomb is just so good. And that could very well be what the opponent's thinking about here. Okay, it was the other one. Vampiric Tutor here. Sacrificing their only non-green source, which is good, but my opponent also showed, like, Flash and stuff. Is this Channel? Oh, wow, my opponent has all the stuff. Am I getting punished for not playing the Mountain here? That would actually be cool. If my opponent Emrakul's me here, and I lose because I didn't develop Mountain. Just see here. If my opponent pays 14 life plus this one, that's down to 4. Wow. That doesn't look to be the case. Portal to Phyrexia. That is a darn good card. Hieroglyph is now a 5/6. My opponent can reanimate Oliphant or Third Path next turn. So I actually have lethal between Hieroglyph and then on the following turn, Tribal Flames plus Fire Blast, which is hilarious. Oh, my opponent's paying more life here. Okay. I mean, these do. I have 9 damage. Yeah. Okay. So now I just kill my opponent. That's funny. Now I just go Pyrogoyf, shoot for 5, Pyroblast. Huh. That's amazing. So Channel pay a million life is not that good against this deck, my opponent's just learned. Yeah, I think it's fine. Play Pyrogoyf. Heal 5. Pyroblast. Heal 4. And we have a game 3 on our hands here. Wow, I didn't have to do anything that game. Okay, so my opponent's really comboing all over the place. Channel, Flash, Reanimation. Problem is the opponent has Entomb and Vampiric Tutor, which are like two of the most, like, absolute most important consistency pieces. I'm thinking about this card, though. Maybe I should have had that in to begin with. And this. You can argue that my deck is not gonna cast, stuff like Treasure Cruise and stuff. Maybe that card is out. Maybe I actually want to keep the Leyline Binding. So I have to cut one more card. Something like Scarlet, maybe? Isn't that insane? Maybe it's just Mystic Confluence. Mystic Confluence. A lot has to go right. Maybe I can keep it. So which card to cut? Scarlet, maybe? Alright, let's try. We can just hope for the best. On the draw here, facing elimination. And I'm looking at this hand. First place, turn 3, Gut. It's kind of this... I feel like I've kind of seen this hand before. Turn 3, Gut. Turn 4, Pyrogoyf. Can't sacrifice anything. Yeah, I think it's a mulligan, but it's very tough to send that back. This hand is better. So I can put back, I don't know, Leyline Binding, maybe? 3 mana deal with everything. Iteration looks for land in case I miss. Maybe it's the Raptor. Yeah, I can put back the Raptor. That's okay. So let's see how fast my opponent is. There's some world where I can get my aggro squad going, and then I can Leyline Binding some important permanent later. Or I will get Channel turn 1. One of those two options. Let's see how big of a card my opponent's playing turn 1 here. $10? What's it gonna be? $11? Are we Ulamogging? $12? Is this 6/6 Ballista? 7/7 Ballista? Let's see. 7. Yeah, that's 7/7 Ballista. That is not beatable. If I play Figure of Destiny and block, does that buy? Yeah, I think that buys some time. But I need to have 3 types. This is brutal. The reason my opponent did 7 is that's 2 attacks and an activation. That's funny. 7/7 Ballista turn 1. I think what I have to do... No, that didn't work. Let's see. Basic Plains. Oh, yeah, that's brutal. I think that does it. I need to go Basic Plains, cycle for Volcanic. Sol Ring will do it. Sol Ring. That's not a Sol Ring. So let's see. I play Figure of Destiny. That gets killed. I take 8. My opponent will kill me. Okay. So that's just gonna do it. That's gonna be it. It's been a while since I've seen the Ballista out of channel, but that's just what happens sometimes. This deck was, hoping not to play against this like goldfishy style go ham. and trying to play, some fair games against white, permanent base stuff, permanent base stuff. Controlling decks, sure, we have a little bit of card advantage, we have some good creatures. But yeah, this was just tough. We got reanimated, we got channeled, and yeah, that sends us to the showers. So yeah, short video today. Yeah, I always love playing you win or lose. That's one of the keys. You want to play the formats where you enjoy even losing, and I sure did lose today. Sweet deck from the opponent. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you back on the channel in the future. Bye, guys.